Now, 6 weeks into the implementation of the Nigerian Tax Act 2025, hundreds of certified national accountants from Abuja and neighboring states have converged on the Federal Capital Territory to deepen understanding of the new tax laws. This is with a view to charting pathways toward transparent, inclusive and resilient public finances. Neka Oko reports.
The 2026 mandatory continuing professional development program for the North Central Zone of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria is more than a professional development exercise. It is a moment in which the gap between legislation and practical implementation must be bridged by a cadre of informed, competent and ethically grounded professionals. With the theme, Tax Reforms and Fiscal Sustainability, participants were taken through critical appraisal on how recent tax modernization initiatives can strengthen fiscal discipline, enhance compliance, and underpin Nigeria's path to resilient economic growth.
We want to show our members how important this topic is, the tax reform in Nigeria, for them to ensure compliance.
The accountant is the one that knows what is supposed to be taxable and how much tax is supposed to be on a particular item.
And that is why we are coming up with this first MCPD training to alert our members, because our members work in both private and public enterprises and agencies, to be able to now appreciate the fact that they have to have their hands on deck.
And our duty as a professional body is to educate our members, because we are the drivers of these various reforms.
But with time, with more enlightenment like this program, people will get to know it.
They called for government at all levels to prioritize engagement with professional bodies to ensure successful implementation of the tax reforms and drive fiscal sustainability. In Abuja, Neka Oko.
Now, the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria concludes its first mandatory continuing professional development session for 2026 in the North Central Zone today in Abuja under the theme Tax Reforms and Fiscal Sustainability. We're honored to have a representative of the association in our studio in the person of Dr. Benjamin Ike Ogbeide, who is also a tax consultant. So you're welcome to Business Express.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Now, to begin our conversation, as the president of ANAN, Zuwairat Talatu Kishimi, emphasized at the opening, accountants must drive fiscal sustainability amidst the new tax reforms. What specific guidance did the association provide during this, the MCPD session, to help members uphold integrity, transparency and ethical standards while supporting the new tax framework?
Thank you for having me. The MCPD is a mandatory professional continuing development program, and I make bold to say that in Nigeria, the first professional body that introduced this is the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, because they felt the need of members not just qualifying but post-qualification training is very germane. This time around, what is apt now and what is at the burner is the new tax laws, tax policies. And the association felt that the focus and theme of this first training for the year 2026 should be how can people get to know what tax laws are about and policies, and then the fiscal sustainability, that is the ability of the government to be able to manage the resources, tax policies and other policies, to be able to drive the economy so that they will not delve into insolvency. And that is exactly what we have been doing as ANAN since yesterday. And it has been very robust, and the training has been well applauded. And obviously the takeaway is that people should, and members of our association, which are practicing accountants, should delve more and know more and keep abreast of the new tax policies, because we are the drivers, most especially in this economy, accountants generally. Thank you very much.
Okay, what role do you think accountants have to play when it comes to the new tax law and fiscal sustainability? It has been your team in this particular, I mean, at the session.
Yeah, obviously the accountants everywhere they find themselves, either in private sector or public sector, are the treasurers of those offices. And as a treasurer, from the word treasurer, you keep the money and be able to allocate scarce resources to achieve results. And that is what the fiscal sustainability part of it is all about. How will government be able to apportion areas of need, sustain the revenues that the economy is getting, and then everything will now work in line. And that is obviously the work of the accountants. And without accountants to appropriate such funds, there might be mistakes, and that will cause a big harm to the whole economy.
Okay, ANAN has been at the forefront of capacity building for decades, including through its Nigerian College of Accountancy. Now, in light of the digital shifts in the Nigeria Tax Administration Act, such as the e-invoice and enhanced data sharing, how is ANAN equipping its members to close any emerging skills gaps and actively contribute to smoother nationwide implementation?
Yeah, like you just said, ANAN is out to provide an enhancement to the science of accountancy in Nigeria. That's why we have the only school of accountancy, Nigerian Accountancy in Jos, to train and then retrain members before they get qualified, not just writing exams outside the school. So the ICT, because the country now and the whole world, the whole space is going digital. Everything is e-invoicing, just like in the tax arena now, we have what we call the tax promise. So it means on the comfort of your house or office, you could as well file your taxes and be able to get your tax clearance. So the trainings, like what's happened yesterday from the first day, there were a lot of lectures on climate sustainability, lectures on tax reforms and fiscal responsibility, lectures on e-revenue and digital economy and how we can grow in it and learn more. So we are already on the way to making and getting to our desired goal by these trainings that ANAN has outlined for the year. This is the first one. We are having 5 more in the other 5 geopolitical zones.
Okay, talking about capacity building, how much accountants can actually contribute to the new tax reforms and fiscal sustainability. How much of a threat is artificial intelligence? How much of a threat or advantage is artificial intelligence to accountancy at this point?
Yes, we already know now that artificial intelligence has come to stay, and that is why everyone, especially accountants and even other professionals like lawyers, doctors, they must be abreast of the new age. So everybody must be prepared. Of course, some people say some jobs might be lost because of artificial intelligence, but we can also say that it's all of disadvantage. AI has come to stay and has its advantages and disadvantages, but I want to say that ANAN is prepared and is preparing their membership and professional force to be able to work along these lines and then achieve the desired goals and results without minding the disadvantages that will come with the advent of AI. But of course, AI has been embraced. We can't run away from that.
Now, fiscal sustainability is not just about collecting more revenue. It is also about prudent spending and reducing debt service burden. What specific recommendation would ANAN give to government on how the additional revenue from these reforms can be channeled to deliver tangible dividends to the average Nigerian?
Thank you very much. Like I said, the social part of government, what government is supposed to do, is work out ways and means of be able to maintain the funds that will be accruing from these new areas based on these new tax policies. And the only way that can be done is to make sure they are round pegs in round holes. The accountants must be ready to do that, and that is the work of the accountants. With these trainings and retrainings, seminars and workshops, they will now know different loopholes, what areas they need to be able to advise the various government heads and parastatals to invest in. That is what the fiscal centrality is talking about, how to manage the funds, the revenues, to be able to make sure that the country does not go into insolvency. Managing the tax, the policies, and all other policies is what the accountant and ANAN is training these members to be able to be abreast of these new changes and be able to walk through with them.
Okay, barely 6 weeks into the new tax regime. What's your assessment so far? Have you witnessed any successes or any challenges so far with the new tax regime?
Yeah, I will say, like you said, it's just new, and there are always teething problems when you have any new policy. So far, I want to advise Nigerians, also as a professional tax consultant, that we should try and embrace the new laws. It has come to stay, and then the essence of this new law that I have seen, on the long run, is going to pay people. Like now, before this time, the last tax law was talking about threshold of turnover of 25 million before you can pay tax. Now it has been increased to 100 million. So that means the government is ready to encourage SMEs to grow. And we need to embrace it and work with it. And we also pray that our duty is to pay tax and encourage people to pay tax. And the government social contract with us as the taxpayers is to be able to provide amenities, and there will be a voluntary compliance even without being coercive. That is what ANAN has come to support, and support the government in its new tax policy initiatives. And I would say for now, it is not a huru yet, but I know we are going to get there with commitment and integrity and professionalism.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Benjamin Ike Ogbeide. It's been a pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you, and God bless you.